NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of boys high school basketball, where the Botkins Trojans will take on the Varsity Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, Superior Aluminum, and NK Telco. You're looking live here at the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium. My name's Brandon Coverman, and alongside me, Zachary Bell, and a game tonight with major, massive Shelby County League title implications. The winner of this game at least clinches a share. Whoever wins is going to have to, of course, win the last round next Friday, whoever they play. And first, Zachary, we take a look at the Botkins Trojans. They come off a heartbreaking loss at the buzzer to Newton on Tuesday night, but come in with a 14-4 record and have played Varsity really tight the first time around.
Yeah, they came out really ready to play last time, playing at Botkins. This time we're here at the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium, ready to play the last meetup that will ever be played here in the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium between the Botkins Trojans and the Varsity Raiders. Take
a look at Botkins, and they're led. They've got a handful of returning letter winners. They've got 6 returning letter winners, primarily led by Colin Dosek, who is in the discussion for Shelby County League Player of the Year, along there with Jordan Herzog, who had 20 points in that loss against Newton, and a very formidable team that can shoot the 3-ball well.
Yeah, really shooting great. From beyond the arc this year, you got leaders like even Paul shooting at different levels and different higher clips. Really well-rounded team shooting from the 3-point arc.
They're led by third-year head coach Phil Gross, who's had a lot of experience. Botkins with a win tonight can get a share of their 3rd league title in 4 years. Let's flip to the other side in the Varsity Raiders. Obviously, since the last time we've been on air, Varsity has proved they are human. Lost at the launch pad, 52-48 to the Anna Rockets, who threw a little bit of a wrench in the Shelby County League race. It looked like the Raiders were going to run away with it, but now they reset. They get 2 blowout victories against Ansonia and Fairlawn, and looking to get a big win here to try to defend their home court and get them a clinch of their 2nd consecutive Shelby County League title.
Yeah, after the Raiders went through and threw that clunker over to Anna, losing that 4-point game over at the Anna Rockets Gymnasium, they're ready to come out here and make a statement and take this Shelby County League title for their own.
And under 50-year head coach Spencer Cardonier, he comes in with a 98-24 record and get that 99th win. And Raiders will take on Fort Laramie next week. Botkins has Anna left on the schedule, so you want to say if it's probably more of a critical win for either team, it's probably more of a critical win for Botkins, because Anna's come along. Anna beat Varsity. They also had a big win against Miami East last weekend. So a very critical game for both teams here tonight as they both head to the bench, and we'll kick it down to our public address announcer, Janelle Slonkoski, and we'll kick it to the Varsity Band for the national anthem under the direction of Lydia Stricker. And we'll stick around here. We'll have the starting lineups, keys to the game, and tip-off here on your home for Botkins Trojans and Varsity Raider basketball, NK Telco Sports.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The Hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Back here live on NK Telco Sports as we get ready for the starting lineups. First, taking a look for the visiting Botkins Trojans. They are 14-4 on the season, 9-1 in the Shelby County Athletic League. And the starters for Botkins: number 1, a 5'10 junior, Colin Dosek. Number 2, a 5'11 senior, Rylan Paul. A 5'7 senior, number 3, J.J. Meyer.
A 6'4 junior,
Number 14, a 6'4 junior, Russell Lenhart. And rounding out the lineup, a 6'4 senior, number 24, Jordan Herzog. The head coach in his third season in charge of the Trojans is Phil Groves. And the starting lineups for the Russia Raiders, they are 18-1 on the season. They are 9-1 in the Shelby County Athletic League. Their starters, number 11, 6'4" senior Felix Francis. Number 12, a 6'2" senior Hayden Quinner. Number 13, a 6'2" senior Braden Monty. Number 22, a 6'1" junior Vince Borchers. And rounding out the lineup is 6'4" junior Braylon Cordonier. The head coach of the Russia Raiders in his 5th season in his 2nd stint is Spencer Cordonier. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio. First, taking a look for the Botkins Trojans.
Botkins coming into this game really needs to keep the Raiders out of the paint offensively. Keep them off the boards. No second chance points. They have to make their free throws and hit their open three-point opportunities.
And our keys for the Russia Raiders.
For Russia, they need to defend the arc. Last time when Botkins played, they shot over 50% in their matchup. They have to move the ball efficiently and use this rowdy crowd and this home court advantage to their opportunity. They need to take all of this hype and channel that into a great ball game between these two.
Our keys to the game brought to you by Keyhole Pizza in Newport, Ohio, and State Route 66 in Newport. If it ain't Chunky Bob's Pizza, it's not pizza. As Botkins controls the tip, our officials here tonight are Todd Trainer, Scott Rose, and Scott Monin, as Jordan Herzog with an easy bucket to start. Herzog coming along was kind of the go-to guy last year with Carter Plyland. Had 20 points in that win or in that loss against Newton. Botkins gave Russia its closest contest before they fell last Friday to Anna. A 5-point loss at home. A shot off the mark by Felix Francis, and Herzog brings down the rebound. Botkins up ahead quickly. It's Rylan Paul with the basketball. Paul drives on the inside to J.J. Meyer. Back to Colin Dosek. Dosek out to Russell Lenhart at the Raider logo left side. Rylan Paul. Paul, so jump shot, gives it up to Lenhart. Back to Herzog, and the Trojans going to throw it away. A little out of sorts there. Trojans going to pick the Raiders up full court. And now they'll clear out as Borchers and Meyer will dance up the floor. Ball up to Braden Monin. And over to Vince Borchers. Helped side by Herzog, but a nice strong move by Vince Borchers to get the Raiders on the board.
Yeah, Vince uses body positioning very well to get that ball up and off the glass.
You might see that with getting matched up with Meyer being smaller, the Raiders going to try to use that size advantage. As Dosek gives it back to Rylan Paul. Raiders chasing Paul around the arc. Botkins shot again, the lights out of the basketball, the first time these two teams played from beyond the arc. Ball on the inside, that's Russell Lenhart with the bucket. Vince Borchers up ahead. He is fouled from behind. But a nice play. I mean, Botkins is able to get Lenhart off Cordonier and score easily, though.
Yeah, and one of the things we talked about in the keys to the game was keeping Botkins off the three-point line. But right now, Botkins has done all their damage inside the paint by making cuts and using that idea that the Raiders really want to stop that three-point line and using that to their advantage by making cuts and getting baskets at the rim.
Monin dribbles baseline. Tough basket for Braden Monin up against Jordan Herzog. Knotted up at 4 on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. There's Dosek. Dosek going to fire the 3, and he cans it. Colin Dosek with the ankle breaker 3. And Botkins out ahead 7-4. Francis out front, out to Hayden Quinter. Quinter takes the jump shot, and he cans it. Russia cuts the lead down to 7-6. Offensive explosion here early on. The two most explosive offenses in the Shelby County Athletic League. Meyer trying to dance with Borchers. Gives it up to Colin Dosek. Dosek going to get a ball screen from Lenhart. Nearly stolen out front. Herzog goes back over to Meyer. Back over to Herzog. Tipped around. And the Raiders are going to get a live ball turnover. Quinter, give it out to Monin. 4:39 to go in the first quarter on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Ball over to the left side in Vince Borchers. And Francis slipped. That's the second time we've seen another slip there as Herzog took out Borchers there, trying to go for the ball. It's a clean, but a little bit of a car collision there.
There's a lot of people slipping, from the Braden Monin earlier right there to the two Raiders right there slipping. I don't know if it's something slick here. I have no idea what's going on, but looks like there's a lot of people that need to get that floor maybe wiped up a little bit and get a towel out there.
I think something that plays a factor too is it's warmer outside today, and it's 60 degrees. Granted, we're in February. Maybe that does play a little bit of a factor in the condensation that might occur on the floor, as the Raiders will inbound it. And they're fortunate that they didn't get a turnover there. Botkins with a 1-point edge as we are 25 seconds away from the halfway point of the quarter. Braylon Cardonier with the basketball. Cardonier drives on the inside. His shot's no good, and it'll be Botkins basketball. Benjamin York works his way. Also Jackson Grogine into the lineup for Russia. Colin Dosek locks it up and guarded by Benjamin York. Lenhart to the left side to Ryland Paul. Ryland Paul right in front of the Russia student section, and he drains a three-pointer from the left side. Ryland Paul, 5'11 senior, with his first bucket.
Trojans, like we said, are coming out strong. 2 for 2 from three.
They're going to call a block there on Herzog, and that's going to be Herzog's second. So big blow for the Trojans earlier. They won a player control foul on Quinter. Quinter had 4 offensive fouls against Anna last Friday.
Yeah, took him out of the competition right before the last little bit of the quarter. Is ending that fourth quarter, but misses that first shot. Bounces off the back of the rim, hits the front of the rim, right off the front.
Botkins got to dig into that bench. Number 23, Noah Top. Number 34, Grant Flora into the lineup for the Trojans as Quinter misses that front end. And Botkins going to catch a break. Raiders not going to salvage anything from the line there.
Biggest thing that came out of that possession for the Raiders was getting 2 on Botkins' big man there. Ooh.
And there's a foul on Quinter, and he's going to get the reach. 3:35 to go in the first. It's a 10-6 Botkins lead as a pair of substitutions come in for the Raiders. Braden Monin and Vince Borchers into the lineup. And Braylon Cardonier and Hayden Quinter will head out for the blue and gold. Ball into Flora. They'll hand it off to Dosek. And that's going to be a foul on Benjamin York away from the ball. I think he was trying to match up with Flora there. It's the second team foul on the Raiders. Top gives it to Dosek. Dosek will step back 3 off the mark. Monin crashes on the boards. Borchers up ahead. Back to Monin to Jackson Grogine. Grogine back to Felix Francis. Left side, Braden Monin cut off by Top. Up on the inside, Borchers, his shot too hard. And the rebound falls down to J.J. Meyer.
Everything but the finish. Everything there. Great pass into the lane. Excellent job.
Meyer trying to dance with Grogine on the inside, and Felix Francis says, get that out of here.
He sent that one out of here. Right at Russia's athletic director, Amber Cordonier, right in her face.
Pair of substitutions back in. Braylon Cordonier, Hayden Quinter back in for the Raiders. Meyer tries to get in. Vince Borchers with that steal. Borchers trying to push the tempo here. Borchers gets that ball tipped by Dosek. Tipped again on the floor. And a foul going down on J.J. Meyer, who took Vince Borchers down. That's the 4th foul against the Trojans. There's going to go 2 in the blocks, 2 in the corner. To Monin, he's going to fire a 3 off the mark, and a rebound going to go down the top. Rylan Paul in transition out to Colin Dosek. Dosek one-on-one with Bjork. Dosek's got a quick trigger. Gets on the inside. Paul skies in there and lays it in. Rylan Paul with the bucket. 5 points for Rylan Paul. Botkins doubling up Russia on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Monin on the inside. Little scoop shot in the lane is good for Braden Monin. 12-8, Botkins ahead on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Here in the opening quarter of action here between these two teams. Winner gets a share of the Shelby County League title. Biggest game of the year in the Shelby County Athletic League race, no doubt, here tonight. Meyer gives it up to Dosek. Dosek looking to go over the top. Will throw it in late to an unsuspecting Flora, and that'll be a turnover. Felix Francis in for Russia, and Russell Lenhart coming back in for Botkins.
Botkins put a little pressure here early on.
It looked like they're going to mix up looks. They showed it once earlier. Quinter gets it out ahead. Quinter trying to lob it to Francis on the inside against Lenhart, and Felix Francis bullies his way to the bucket for his first points of the game. 12-10 our score. Botkins out ahead of Russia here in the opening quarter. And we got a foul on the ball. It'll be on Hayden Quinter. That'll be his second. So quickly you'll see Russia get Benjamin York off the bench. So Herzog on the Botkins side, Quinter on the Raiders side will each be in foul trouble in the early going. Lenhart with it. Lenhart in the corner to Grant Flora. Back out to Colin Dosek. Dosek gets around the screen, shot no good, and here the Raiders can't really afford to go under that screen there. Got Dosek a nice look. York in the lane, his shot is good, held his pivot foot, and we're tied at 12.
Raiders scoring is really floating everywhere. Everybody's touching the ball, everybody's getting in the paint, doing what they need to do to get points on the board right now.
Rylan Paul with it. Comes the Raiders logo. You're going to assume Botkins going to hold for the last shot. Tied at 12. Paul gets it stolen there. York pass up to Cordonier, and he lays it in, and the Raiders got their first lead of the night at 14-12. Paul works up ahead quickly. He's got 5 seconds. Paul up to Lenhart. Lenhart at the horn, short. Flora did not get it off in time anyway. Raiders punctuate the quarter with an 8-0 run. They lead 14-12 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. We'll step aside, come back with the second quarter of action here next on NK Telco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Coming back here on NK Telco Sports. We played 8 minutes. Botkins takes the 12-6 lead right away, but Russia punctuates the quarter with an 8-0 run.
Yeah, that's something that's really hard to stop with Russia. They can get out and get going fast, and they can hurt you with how quick they play. Just getting those quick 8 points, and all of a sudden they have a 2-point lead at the start of the second quarter.
And they start the quarter with the basketball. And this raucous crowd here on this very warm Friday night here in Russia, and there's a foul on Noah Top. I was going to say he displaced Felix Francis going toward the ball, as that's the first team foul on Botkins of the quarter. And a shoulder-to-shoulder crowd here at the Clare C. Nouveau Gymnasium. Lob play into York. York on the inside, couldn't finish.
He was so wide open that he really was trying to imagine that there was going to be a defender.
Transition three, and that's what Botkins does so well there. Transition three, Noah Top, who hurt the Raiders in the first contest, bangs home a three and gives Botkins the lead right back.
Noah Top coming into this game shooting 41% from three, ready to be a threat at that three-point arc.
Jackson Trojan with it, left side Cardonier, goes back to Manin. Manin trying to go by, kicks it out to Braylon Cardonier. Cardonier on the inside, wraps around and scores, and we change lead again for the third time tonight.
And already with Botkins pushing it up, trying to get that pace moving.
And Top dragged that pivot foot, and it's going to give it right back to the Raiders as Vince Borchers returns to the lineup. Again, foul trouble on both sides. You got Jordan Herzog in the lineup right now for Botkins, so definitely Coach Bros taking a gamble here in the second quarter, and we got a timeout by Coach Spencer Cardonier. It's a full timeout. All our timeouts this year are brought to you by our sponsors at Precision Strip. Our additional sponsors are Carriage Works, Schultex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, the First National Bank. Keys of the game are brought to you by Keel Pizza. This timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. Our player of the game, which you'll select for the winning team, is brought to you by MK Toko. Our mid and post game stats are brought to you by Grand Lake Health System. And our Rushi Live View sponsor that you can see right on your screens right here in Rushi, the superior aluminum. MK Toko Sports and its sponsors are also pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NK Toko Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 156, February 12th at 6 p.m. and on Channel 154, February 13th at 6 p.m. On Channel 3 in high def on 503. You can catch it February 8th at 8 p.m. and February 27th at 4 p.m. Coach Spencer Cardonier really in that Precision Strip timeout. Zachary really boisterous there to his team.
He's making sure his message is very, very clear to his guys. And one of the things I was thinking during that timeout was you were talking about playing with two fouls. It looks like they took him out, but in my head I was thinking, oh, you come out of the gate right away wanting to push and go at him with those two fouls, but
blocked there by Cardonier on Noah Top. To take Herzog out.
And playing that chess match of pull him out, call a timeout, and all of those things is a great part of this game.
Rylan Paul out front goes to Lenhart, back to Colin Dosek. Dosek to Flora, back to Top. Top getting doubled out, Top to Lenhart. And Lenhart gets that ball swiped away. It's Vince Borchers who gets it. Up in transition, Cardonier, left wing, got it! Bullseye from the left wing by Braylon Cardonier. And the Raiders up ahead, 19-15.
That was going in the whole way there. Perfectly shot, perfect online shot. Stepped into it, wide open three for Braylon Cardonier.
Dosek stops in the lane. He never had control of the basketball there. The Raider fans wanted to walk. Dosek stops in the lane, kicks it out to Flora. Back to Russell Lenhart. Lenhart drives on the inside. Lenhart's shot is short. Ball caroms around. Who's going to get it? It's Rylan Paul. 5:38 to go in the first half. It's been a scrappy battle here. Out Colin Dosek. To the left side. He's really trying to hedge that screen. Flora to the basket, and Flora's fouled. on the backside, I believe. We'll see what official Todd Trainer says, who the foul was on. It's going against Jackson Grogy.
I guess they're saying he got him maybe with the body a little bit there.
Grant Flora at the line for Botkins. As Braden Monin heads to the scores table.
Looks like the Raiders are bringing in Hayden Quinter with those 2 fouls.
You might see him short on the offensive end. You might probably see him play off the ball. As you want to see probably Coach Spencer Cardonier be careful here as Flora will split the difference from the line, but the ball is going to go to the Botkins Trojans off the rebound.
That's the second time in a row that Botkins is getting that opportunity again to try and tie this game.
Dosek going right at Quinter.
That's exactly what we talked about earlier, trying to go out there with 2 fouls there.
Good wrist there by Botkins. Moves Borcher strong to the rack. Gets that nice Rushi roll in there and scores.
Yeah, makes the Raiders lead that 5-point lead and trying to give themselves a little bit of cushion for when Botkins comes back and ultimately tries to make their runs.
Shot off the mark by Lenhart. Foul going down, and they're going to give the foul to Rushi.
Looks like that was on bench Borcher. Just kind of dove in there and trying to really just make that hustle play.
See Benjamin York come out. Jordan Herzog and J.J. Meyer return. So Herzog and Quinter, as we said, foul trouble in there, but both coaches going to take the gamble here.
Yeah, if I'm both coaches, I'm going right at them, trying to get them out of the game with that 3rd foul.
Dosek with it. Braden Monin on him now with York out the game. You talked about how good of a job York had done on Colin Dosek.
Yeah, whenever Monin's in the game, it looks like he's taking over, but
there's a foul going to go against Felix Francis.
It looks like that's his 2nd foul as well. So we got 2 on Quinter and 2 on Francis.
Top at the line. This first shot is good. Might be one.
That might be one. I might have
put
looked up a little early.
And 4:32 to go here in the half on that first National Bank first scoreboard. 2 made free throws there by Noah Top, who's up to 5 points now for the 6'1" junior. Rushi holding on to a 3-point lead. Big game in the Shelby County Athletic League. Winner gets a share of the Shelby County League title.
Right there in the paint.
In the lane, he can't convert. Francis turns around though and cleans up his own mess. And now Botkins turns it over right back in. This hit off of Herzog there.
Braden Monin putting a little bit of pressure up there on the Trojans, gets them an extra possession over here on their end.
Out front, Braden Monin drives in the lane. I'm going to call a foul on the floor. The way Dosek slid, and I think it's that condensation again on the floor. That's a couple times we've seen that. It comes into factor, but it comes into factor on usually the other side of the gym on the right-hand block from where you can see on your screen. Ball into Quinter. Good sell job by Rylan Paul. We know the amount of predator control fouls Quinter can get, but it's going to be a Hayden Quinter bucket anyway. And we got a timeout by Coach Bill Groves, 25-18. Rushi ahead of Botkins. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Our score, Rushi 25, Botkins 18. Your home for Botkins Trojan Rushi basketball in Kate's Sports. Back here live on NK Toko Sports. Again, thanks for joining us here as we're winding down basketball season. Tournament draw is Sunday, which is hard to believe. Rushi ranks first in this open draw. So as traditionally these schools go to Piqua High School, you can either choose Piqua or Troy. Russia ranked first. Botkins not too far behind. Sandwiched in between the two Shelby County Athletic League teams is Troy Christian out of the Three Rivers Conference. So both these teams going to be very highly seeded in the draw on Sunday. And the Raiders pick off the flare screen attempt for Colin Dosek. The other way, and there's going to be a foul on Rylan Paul. That's his second. As the Raiders picked out that flare screen, that's a traditional Russi set right there.
Absolutely. He was really definitely moving still in the air. Quinter went in trying to draw that third foul on him, but Quinter will get a opportunity at the line here.
His first free throw off the mark, and he's 0 for 3 from the line tonight.
Those are the Raiders' only free throws of the night, I believe. But still, shooting 0 for 3. He's hoping to get one here.
Free throw high archer is home for Hayden Quinter, who's one of 7 Raiders in school history to reach the 1,000-point plateau. We reached that against Botkins last time these two teams played. Dosek on the left side. Raiders on a little bit of a run here right now. Botkins needs a basket right here.
Trying to stop the bleeding here.
Herzog with it. Gives it back up over to J.J. Meyer. Meyer back to Dosek. He's a wide open 3, but it clanks off the side of the backboard. Spencer Cardonier gives instructions to Braylon Cardonier. Raiders on the inside, and J.J. Meyer's going to be held for the right call, but a late foul call. That's going to be a hold on Meyer. They had to switch off there. I think he might have been matched up with Herzog. And now you're going to see Russell Lenhart come in, and Hayden Quinter will come out for Russia. Felix Francis with the basketball. Back to Braylon Cardonier. Right side, Benjamin York. York down in the lane. Left side, Borchers. Back to Braden Money. Benjamin York flips on the inside, Cardonier. Cardonier kicks it out. Felix Francis, rare 3. Off the mark, but Russia gets another long offensive board. And Herzog gets the player control foul there on Felix Francis. That's on 2. That's going to win you an Emmy.
Excellent. The award goes to him. I don't know. I think the contact happened. I think it was there. But as soon as he started backing him down, he knew he was going down with that.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to Herzog on the play. The right thing to do in that situation. You saw Rylan Paul try to sell one of those earlier on Hayden Quinter.
Yeah.
But a good play by Herzog. You know, you say the thought, but hey, you get that call. That's a huge call to swing your way when you're down 8.
Yeah, that could have been 2 points going the other way, and now they have a chance to try and cut into this lead a little bit before halftime.
Herzog trying to take Cardonier to the rack with him, and a nice, beautiful play by Jordan Herzog. And Herzog showing the veteran leadership there. Has got the Trojans back within 6.
Like we said, big swing that last possession.
Exactly, big thing Botkins needed as they trail now by 6. Borchers with it, going to kick it out to Jackson Grodin. He's going to fire a 3 off the mark.
Russia's been getting a lot of these long rebounds, being able to keep that possession alive a little longer.
Off balance shot, Vince Borchers, smooth as silk, kisses it off the glass, and the Raider lead back out to 8.
Fading away to the left, able to get that in off the glass. But Botkins coming in and driving right back at the Raiders.
Noah Top, aggressive downhill attack. Noah Top's been fantastic this first half. He's got 7 as the lead's cut down to 6 as we're approaching 90 seconds to play in the first half. Top trying the overplay, and it's a shooting foul now as the Raiders will shoot 2 free throws. As Braden Monin to the line. And 2 fouls on Noah Top. Botkins getting foul trouble and some foul trouble as well. Foul trouble really split even on both sides as first free throw goes through the iron for Braden Monin. Here comes Dominic Francis off the bench. So it gives the Raiders a little more size. He played 2 quarters in that JV contest. The normal 8th man for Russia is out tonight. Zeb Schulte with a concussion.
Yeah, bringing in Dominic gives a little bit of hype to the Raiders and get him a little bit more experience before tournament time.
Braden Monin calmly cans 2 free throws, one of the most decorated athletes in the history of Russia.
Absolutely. He was the first Russia Raider to make it to state competition in 3 different sports. That would be cross country, baseball, and basketball.
Lenhart, short shot from the baseline, no good. Raiders off and running. Monin will slow it down, back to Borchers. Borchers gives a shot fake on the inside. York, quick trigger 3, got it. Buried from the top of the key, Benjamin York. Raiders push the lead out to double digits. You felt it coming for Benjamin York, who's played so well, fantastically defensively. He had about hit a shot to compliment himself, and here comes the Raider pressure.
Yeah, you can hear the just gym coming alive right now with all this.
Herzog trying to get it back. Big three-pointer by Jordan Herzog. Botkins needed that right back, and Jordan Herzog answers.
That was a great veteran shot. Knew he needed that to keep this team in the game when the Raiders went out to an 11-point lead. Brings it down to 8 for the Trojans.
30 seconds to go. Let's see if Russia holds for one shot. Arrow goes the way of Botkins in case of a tie-up. Francis will rotate it left side to York. York back to Borchers. Looks like Russia just going to go with one shot here. Probably the right idea heading into halftime. They give it on the left side to York. Back over to Borchers. She'll give it to Cardagna. Flare screen out to Borchers. Borchers on the inside. York, a 3 off the mark. Oh, there was no shot. There was a foul against Russia. And there's probably going to be some time put back on the clock here.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a huge swing because that foul, being defensive, is going to get Botkins free throws. That's a huge swing in favor of the Trojans. It's a push foul. I believe it went against Francis, so Colin Dosek will shoot a couple free throws.
Looks like they would not put any time on the clock. Let Dosek shoot that.
That's a huge swing for Botkins there. Dosek will get a couple free throws. And this is the first time as Dosek on the season, he shoots 86%. So Russia fortunate to get a split there from the line, and we head to halftime, man. It's been a good one here at the Clare. 33-26, Russia ahead of Botkins. Enjoy the Raider cheerleaders here at halftime giving you a show, and we'll be back after our halftime break here on NK Toko Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Back here at the Clare C. Nouveau Gymnasium, calm before the storm here of the second half. And let's take a look at our numbers brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems here tonight, our fine sponsors here on NK Toko Sports. For Botkins, they had 4 points from Colin Dosek, 5 from Rylan Paul, 2 from Russell Lenhart, 7 from Noah Top, and also 7 from Jordan Herzog. And they got 1 from Grant Flora. For the Russia Raiders, they got 4 from Felix Francis, 5 from Hayden Quinter, 6 from Braden Monin and Vince Borchers, and 5 apiece from Benjamin York and Braylon Cardagna. After 1 quarter of play, Russia led 14-12, and they lead right now at the moment 33-26 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Thoughts on the first half, Zach?
I really like how strong Botkins came out to start the game. They came out with a purpose, and they came out very intentional in how they were playing. And then you move to Rushi making their runs, trying to do that last swing at the end of the second half with the foul and bringing that over with a huge swing to keep Botkins within reach, and have a 7-point game coming into that third quarter. Set up for a really nice finish here tonight.
Trojans will start the second half with the basketball. Yeah, big swing, even though Dosek split the free throws from the line. But it was an 11-point game. Herzog hit a big three right back after York hit a big three to push the lead to 11. So a nice little 4-0 run there by Botkins there. Have to chip away at the lead. And it's a 7-point Rushi lead here. Again, this is the biggest game of the year in the Shelby County League. Winner wins a share of the title. Botkins has more of an uphill climb next week. They play Anna, Rushi playing Laramie. They'll be heavy favorites in that game here, but still the winner is in the driver's seat, and both these teams control their own destiny. Herzog attacking downhill, and we got a foul quickly.
I wonder if that'll be on Quinter.
That's on Felix Francis. That's his third.
Either way, hurts for the Raiders.
Herzog at the line, and Jordan Herzog on the year shoots 52.9%. As Benjamin York quickly off the bench, and Herzog smoothly cans that first free throw. Now Rushi's going to be challenged, that 8th man, as Dominic Francis. Unfortunately for them, it's a big man with Felix Francis being hurt, and Herzog splits from the line, about stays true to his average there of 52%. Raider lead down to 6, a little 5-0 run from the first half for Botkins.
But a little bit of a mismatch inside with Hayden Quinter getting guarded by Rylan Paul. Thought the Raiders might try to exploit that, especially with Braylon Connor and Colin Dosek. They switch back, but Vince Borcher's wide open for the three.
Long offensive rebound by Rushi. Rushi's really dominated that offensive glass here as of late. Smooth foul line jumper by Hayden Quinter.
Had a little bit of separation, was ready as soon as he saw that space between him and the defender.
Dosek trying to slither in the lane around the screen. Out Lenhart, Rylan Paul, quick trigger three from the corner. Shot no good. Good box out by Vince Borchers, and that causes the foul.
Botkins still saying true what they want to do. They want to get out. They want to play fast. They still want to shoot those threes and try and hit those. They just need some of those three-point attempts to fall.
Minute burned after the first half. 8-point lead for the Raiders. They'll run Braden Monin off the loop. Give it back to Quinter. Right side, Vince Borchers. Back to Quinter. Quinter goes to the left side, and Benjamin York back to Quinter. Quinter trying to bang on the inside, turns around, and Hayden Quinter showing his veteran presence right now, and Coach Phil Groves sensing the momentum going the way of the Rushi Raiders, and he's going to take a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 10-point lead for Rushi, 37-27 on your home for Botkins Trojan Rushi Raider basketball on K-Toko Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Back here out the precision strip timeout, and Coach Phil Groves taking that timeout. You think he feels a little, it's not, a game's not slipped away, it's a 10-point game, but you feel kind of the momentum shifting as you're on the road.
Yeah, you want to stop the bleeding, make sure that your team is controlled, knows the next play that they're coming out to run and trying to get that next stop, but Raiders still pushing the pace.
Oh, New York wanted to thread the needle off the steal there, couldn't quite do it. Monin on the inside, nice downhill attack, and the Raider lead up to a dozen.
Braden Monin took that thing right to the hole, right over to Botkins defenders, and Dosek picks up his dribble at the top of the key.
There's a big pile up, and that's going to be a reach foul on Vince Borchers. That's going to be his second. Raiders fans were wanting a travel at midcourt. Grant Flora returns. Botkins team, a mixture of veterans here. Seniors are Ryland Paul, J.J. Meyer, Jordan Herzog, Grant Flora. Very nice JV team. The JV team is 18-1. You know this Botkins team is very good, obviously, this year, and it will be for the future as one of the younger players, Eli Pitts, a 5'11 freshman, is into the lineup. He played in that JV contest earlier. Pitts into the corner, back to Herzog. Dosek with it, gives a jab step. There's another jab step. Back to Pitts. Here comes the freshman, threads the needle over to Paul. Paul will be fouled. No shot, and that foul's going to go against Braden Monin. Rushi's got 3 fouls against them. Jackson Grosjean into the lineup. Tyrone Dosek off a screen, it's picked off. Quinter going one-on-one, fouled by Colin Dosek, and he's going to get awarded 2 free throws. Call made by Todd Traynor. He gets the explanation from the trailing official. I find myself about watching the officials as much as I do the game anymore.
Yeah, seeing what they're looking at, trying to find out little things that they're saying to the players, watching how they do this. Caden Quinter sinks that first free throw there.
J.J. Meyer, Noah Top return here. A pair of substitutions for Coach Bill Groves. Raiders lead out to a game high in 13, trying to get that 19th win of this season here. The second last game in the history of the Clare C. Naveau Gymnasium for Varsity, as Quinter splits from the line. Our last game will be against Fort Laramie Friday. We'll get more in depth to talking about the next Friday when Tanya Hammonds and I call that game. Meyer kicks out in the corner. Colin Dosek, 3-pointer rattles out. It's off of Ryland Paul last, who might have got away with a foul in the process, but it's going to be Raider ball anyway.
Yeah, good box out there by Jackson Grosjean, not letting Paul get to that ball and allowing the Raiders to take the possession. Up 13 right now.
Botkins sensing kind of urgency here, I would say.
Absolutely. They need the ball, they need a stop, and they need to come back down and score to make sure that the Raiders don't run away with this one here.
They give a little light pressure in the backcourt, but Raiders able to get around it. Quinter goes on the inside, and there's a blocked foul on Ryland Paul. That'll be Ryland's second. So Quinter will head back to the line for the 4th time tonight. Quinter not the best free throw shooter, but evident he's going to make a lot of trips there due to his aggressive style.
Yeah, and his ability to get downhill on defenders and push it into the paint, draw fouls, get to the line. But also comes with that risk that he sometimes draws when he plays like at Anna, where he gets those 4 offensive fouls. So you have that give and take of both things that are negatives and positives to this Raiders team.
He splits from the line as Quinter in double figures will come out. Benjamin York comes back in. Raiders going to pick up now in the full court with that 14-point lead, sensing a little bit of blood in the water. Ryland Paul races up ahead. Nice thread, feed thread to top there, and the Raiders block the shot on the other end. Nice recovery by the Raiders. They work up ahead quickly. Borchers to the right side and Braden Monin. Back to Vince Borchers. Borchers, right side and Monin. Monin trying to get around Colin Dosek. Dosek being aggressive. Ball flipped around to Cordonier, 3 short. Barely tickles the twine. There's a foul on Ryland Paul. And that's the 3rd foul on Paul. That's the 4th foul on Botkins. Raiders have really dominated the offensive glass this game. It's been a huge factor.
One of Botkins' keys coming in is they needed to stop the Raiders from getting those offensive boards and making sure that they don't get those second chance points. Cross-court pass all the way over to Jackson Grosjean. I had to hold my breath there for a second.
And we got a timeout, just a little bit of a stalling there by the Russia offense. All timeouts brought to you by our sponsors at Precision Strip. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors here on NK Tokyo Sports, your Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Illinois Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, the First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keel Pizza. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip, our player of the game, which Zachary now select at the end of the game is brought to you by NK Toko. Our mid and post game stats powered by Grand Lake Health Systems, and a Rushi live view sponsor that you can see right on your screen. Right here in Rushi is the Superior Aluminum. So, we'll be back here with halfway through the third quarter. Rushi with a 14-point lead. Coach Crononier just wanted to kind of talk about some offense here. He had some timeouts to burn.
Yeah, wanted to make sure his team settled. Similar in the opposite way that Raiders keep that one alive. Almost turned the ball over there.
By about skin of their teeth. York in the lane. Late foul there called on Herzog. That's the third one on Herzog.
For the remainder of the quarter, Botkins is in 5 fouls, so any foul from here on out for this quarter will result in the Raiders shooting 2 shots at the line.
York at the stripe. Raiders really haven't shot great from the line tonight. They can that one here. And it's lead out to 15. It was a 7-point lead here, as Botkins has only been able to muster 1 point this quarter through half of it. Half of the quarter. Obviously, Botkins can drain threes in a hurry. So they're probably one of the best, if not the best, 3-point shooting team in the area. Coming off an upset loss against Newton. They just come off of 2 blowout wins after they were upset by Anna last week. That ball stolen by Hayden Quinter. Quinter, the all-time leader in steals in Rushi history, punctuates the lead out to 18. Cross-court pass, Noah top to Jordan Herzog. Herzog with the basketball, spins in the lane. Herzog shot up and in. Jordan Herzog with a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play. Coach Spencer Cardonier, if you look at him, he's just giving a stare down right there to the official. Not a fan of that call, but Jordan Herzog will go to the line. Herzog dips in these, fires, and connects. Eli Pitts comes back in. Botkins will pick up lightly in the full court, it seems like, as they'll drop out into their man-to-man. Right side, Braden Monin. Back over to Braylon Cardonier. And it's been Hayden Quinter's world, and we're just living in it. He's up to 15 points.
Excellent job, sealed his defender. Little kiss off the glass. Gives up the defensive. Oh, and he comes back with the block. Denies Mr. Paul for the layup.
Herzog gets the inbound, tries to go to the baseline. Ball stolen around on the inside. Monin gets it. Quinter races up ahead quickly. Quinter in the lane, backs it out. Monin, quick trigger 3, top the key, off the mark, and the rebound comes down to Noah Top.
Raiders were looking to extend that lead to 20 points.
Pitts on the inside. Pitts up and in. Eli Pitts with a big bucket. That foul going to go against Hayden Quinter, his third. Pitts off the mark on the free throw. As the freshman does crack the box score, though, the 5'11 freshman. From watching his sister play, they play very similar styles. Borchers tried to force the post entry pass there, and Herzog picks it off.
Steps through those two defenders to make sure to get that ball out to the young freshman.
Dosek thought about a quick trigger three. He comes back around, wraps around to Pitts.
And that
foul's going to go against Quinter. Pitts did a nice job to attract the contact, and the Raiders' lead scorer tonight's going to head to the bench. And in a second, Jackson Grosjean's going to come in for him. And Felix Francis is also on the bench with 3 fouls. As Jackson Grosjean returns, Rushy probably just going to go with this lineup for the rest of the quarter.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine, unless something else happens crazy like Vince Borchers or even Benjamin York gets another, but even then, they don't want to risk that foul trouble.
Probably see maybe Felix Francis maybe come back in the fourth quarter. He picked up that 3rd foul pretty early in the 3rd stanza.
What you might see is Dominic Francis coming in as he has those quarters available from not playing on that JV contest tonight.
Left side, Vince Borchers. Bigger lead down to 14. Pass Cardonier to Grosjean. Back to Braden Monin. Monin on the inside. Goes back to York. Bounces off of York's face, but he regains possession.
I thought for a second we were going to see Spencer Cardonier take a timeout there. But that
Nice.
leads.
Ooh,
The ball
nice
slipped right out of his
bounce
hand as he was going to shoot that.
Yep, and a huge break for the Trojans. Let's see if they can get a little 5-point swing here possibly. I thought about a 3. Dosek on the inside, wraps around to Herzog, and 1, Jordan Herzog. Botkins not going to go away lightly. Braylon Cardonier pointing himself saying, that's my fault, and foul on Rushy. That's the 3rd on Vince Borchers. So now at least 3 Raiders with 3 fouls as Herzog will go to the line.
Right there, Braden Monin tried to take a charge there, which then ended up tripping his teammates, which then lay a wide open layup.
Herzog cannot connect on the 3-point play, so he leaves a point at the line, but Jordan Herzog with 13 points I have Jordan Herzog down for. I think they're behind on the board. Raider to lead a dozen. Vince Borchers spins in the lane, tries to dance with Pitts. Post entry on the inside to Braylon Cardonier. There's a block that they're going to call on Herzog.
Herzog he got away with one of those earlier today, but that brings it to his 4th foul. So both Herzog and Quinter are heading into this 4th quarter with 4 fouls apiece. The official watched that play out, and like we were saying with watching them, he waited for a second before he called that to see the play finish out, and then ended up calling that ultimately as a block.
Cardonier can't first free throw. Like you mentioned, Zachary, Dominic Francis is back into the lineup for Rushy to kind of fill in that gap and give Vince Borchers a breath with 3 fouls. Grant Flora will return for Botkins to come in for the 4 fouls on Jordan Herzog. As Cardonier will can both free throws calmly. The lead out to 14 for Rushy. Cardonier has 7. Eli Pitts brings the ball up the floor quickly, trying to exchange it to Ryland Paul, but gets it back to Colin Dosek. Dosek on the inside. Dosek back to Russell Lenhart. Dosek right side. He'll back it out. Trying to dance with Braden Monin. And he's fouled. Not going to be the 2nd foul against Monin as Colin Dosek will get 2 free throws. And now Felix Francis will come in. Dosek cans the first free throw. It's an 86% shooter from the line as Dominic Francis will come out. We'll see a little trade of offense and defense.
Raiders are good with bringing in Felix Francis, knowing that they're hopefully going to have this offensive possession here. As Colin Dosek hits that 2nd free throw.
Dosek up to 6 points, 3 of them coming at the line. Grosjean up ahead quickly, working on Pitts. Cardonier to Monin, on the inside to Francis. Monin back to Cardonier, left side, and Jackson Grosjean. Raiders got to work ahead quickly. Deep 3 by Monin at the horn, clinks off the iron. But as 3 quarters are in the books, it's a 49-37 dozen-point lead for Rushy. We'll step aside, back with the 4th quarter of action here next. You're home for Botkins Trojans and Rushy Raider basketball on K-Toko Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Beginning of the fourth quarter here on NK Telco Sports, and winner gets the share of the Shelby County League title after these 8 minutes of play. It's a dozen-point lead for Russia. They increased the lead from 7 to 12 in the quarter, so here we go, buckle up.
Raiders have the lead up to about 17 at one point, I believe, and now down to 12. But they're looking to start off the possession strong. The design play to Hayden Quinter, which gets the 2-point bucket.
He's up to 17, so a 33.3% of the offense going through Hayden Quinter. With that 5 fouls, Russia playing that risk early, just trying to, I want to say put away this game, but, put Botkins back on their toes.
Felix Francis needs to be careful there with the 3 fouls. Didn't want to draw his fourth, but
Herzog on the 3 arc. Shot no good, and Flora got caught with his hands in the cookie jar, so to speak.
Great analogy there.
And New York will head out, Vince Borchers in. So both teams, again, if you're in the position of Coach Groves, you got to put your senior leader in, Jordan Herzog, in. And now we're seeing Botkins pick up in the full court.
Trying to get some turnovers, create some of those easy possessions that they can have.
Quinter with it.
Raiders are wanting to do a little bit of a mixture. And then Braden Martin gets it right to the rim.
Nice downhill attack, finger roll with the right hand, and Braden Martin with another bucket. He's got he's got double figures with 10 points. It's a 30-second timeout. All timeouts brought to you by our sponsors at Precision Strip. We'll take it with them. 53-37 here. Lucietta Botkins on NK Telco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Out of the Precision Strip timeout, it's a 16-point lead for the Russia Raiders over the Botkins Trojans, trying to close this game out and get their 19th win of the season and their 19th league title in school history.
One thing the Raiders have done well is keep J.J. Meyer scoreless so far this game. He came in, he's got a nice little layup to there, but as I was saying, they brought in J.J. Meyer coming in with 13 points over the last 4 games. He's been held scoreless tonight.
I'm going to call a player control foul on Felix Francis. That's his 4th, so 2 Raider turnovers there. There's a nice swing for the Botkins Trojans. Jordan Herzog has been fantastic tonight for Botkins, despite playing with 4 fouls.
Still being aggressive, trying to take it to the hole. Hits 15 points on the night for him.
I want to talk about, too, and a couple Player of the Year candidates on the floor. Hayden Quinter for Russia. Someone said Felix Francis, dark horse. Colin Dosek of Botkins is also in the discussion. So it'll be very interesting to see how they do this, because Coach is going to nominate one player for Player of the Year. It's not like, cross country or track where it's a certain amount of, winning at the county meet, but
it's not something that happens. Definitive, and there will be his 5th foul.
And Herzog player control foul, and that's his night's over with. So
15-point outing for him.
And a great night for Jordan Herzog. It's going to end a little too soon here for the senior leader, but he will lead Botkins into their tournament draw. Like we said, that tournament draw Sunday. Botkins sitting at the 3rd seed in the RPI rankings, Russia at the first one. And as said, it's not their traditional Piqua sectional like it's been before. Teams might play at Piqua. Trojans with a nice finger roll finish there. And a foul against Benjamin York. I'll tell you what, they've called a tight game tonight, but I tell you what, this crew has been very consistent in what they've called.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. One thing that I just saw during there was some great veteran leadership that you see by Vince Borchers there. Benjamin York was very frustrated on the call and was about to show some of that. But Vince went up to him and said, hey, dude, you got this. He calmed him down for a second, made sure that he knew, hey, stay in the moment. And you can see those kind of leadership roles that you guys have, like that Vince Borchers and some of these guys are taking on this team.
2 shots good there by Noah Top. Top up to 9 points now as the lead down to 14. Right side, Vince Borchers. Borchers up on the top to Benjamin York. York goes nicely through the legs to the right side, and Braden Monin. They're going to call a charge. Rylan Paul took that one, and that's going to be the 4th on Braden Monin as these fouls are racking up for the Raiders. All 4 of their seniors now with 4 fouls, I believe, if the board's right. And Coach Spencer Cardani are going to take a precision strip timeout. We'll take it with them. 55-41, 5:37 to go in the 4th quarter. We'll be back here next on NK Telco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Coming out the Precision Strip timeout, and boy, you take a look at that board right here, Zachary, and both teams, there's 10 players right now in the game. 8 of those 10 have at least 3 fouls.
That's not normal. Now, here's the thing. You have it on both sides. You definitely have it. Now, you have players for Botkins, such as Lenhart, who has 9. You have guys like Braylon Cron, who have none right now. But all around, there's been a lot of fouls called in this game.
And if you're Rushi, you know you play really fast. Do you think about not necessarily a stall ball offense, but just a chunk possession? Let's get these 45, 50-second possessions, and let's try to close out this game because you're not up 4, you're up 14 right now.
Correct. I think there's a fine balance between the two, and J.J. Meyer there gets his first points on the night with the backdoor cut, taking it to the hole there.
Lead cut down to a dozen. Jordan Herzog's fouled out already for Botkins.
But like we were saying, for Russia, you want to take time off the clock. You're not going into stall ball mode, but you want to make sure you're getting a good possession. You're taking care of the ball. If some time runs off the clock, it happens. But the main thing you're looking is to take care of the ball. Look for good shots. If you have something, take it. Don't turn the ball over.
And Rager's going to turn it over on the inside. It's going to be Botkins basketball. Felix Francis will come in for Rushi. Francis and Quinn are playing with 4 fouls each.
Like you were saying earlier, looking at the officials, it was really interesting that the backside official called that when this official here was looking at there. He was pretty certain on that backside who that went off on.
Rylan Paul with it, stolen by Felix Francis. Francis up ahead, can't finish. And that's Raiders have missed 2 open bunnies. But more importantly, the time keeps dripping away, but that's a big swing for Botkins.
Yeah, they're trying to find any hope that they can to really mount a comeback and put together a couple shots in a row. And I think that really needs to start with Colin Dosek. If the Trojans are going to get going, it needs to start with him.
Dosek with that basketball. Has to drive on the inside. Monin's got to play good straight-up defense. He misses the shot. The board's cleared by Felix Francis. Backcourt pressure by Botkins. Borchers gets around it, slitters to the right side to Braden Monty. Think about the threes are about off limits for Russia.
I think so. Unless it's absolutely wide open, I really don't even think that would happen. And they are going to call an illegal screen on Braylon
Cavagna.
Interesting. That is his first.
That is.
We made it to the fourth quarter with one foul on a certain individual.
Dosek drives in the lane. His finger roll shot is in, and Botkins not going away yet. They've cut the lead down to 10. Raiders with it. Borcher stops back to Braden Monin, who hops in the lane.
Now, right now, I feel like the Raiders are getting a little too stally. I'd like to see them attack. I'd like to see them look for an open shot, try and get some points on the board.
And Botkins knows that they can pack it in the lane a little more, but I don't want to say pack it in the lane. They still got to be aggressive.
Right, they need the ball, but worst case scenario for the Raiders here is a turnover. They need to be looking to get some points on the board.
And there's a timeout by Coach Spencer Cordonier. It's a 30-second timeout. All timeouts brought to you by our sponsors at Precision Strip. Let's remind you that NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of boys high school basketball action on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 156, February 12th at 6 p.m. and on Channel 154, February 13th at 6 p.m. on Channel 3 on high definition on 503, February 26th at 8 p.m. and February 27th at 4 p.m. You can also watch games live via pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports and more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports. And we're thankful to bring all home games for both these teams this year. Each team has one more home game. Russia will be back home next Friday against Fort Laramie. Botkins will be home against Anna, so you can catch that game on NK Telco Sports. Don't know exactly who's on the call for that game, but I'll be on the call with Tanya Hammonds next Friday here for the senior night for the Russia boys. Botkins travels to Lima Shawnee tomorrow before they close out at the barn in New Knoxville on Saturday night of next week. And out the Precision Strip timeout. Worst case scenario for the Raiders, they turn the ball over. And with 3 minutes exact, this game is not over yet, folks.
Botkins is coming back in, and like I said before, I think that starts with some of their senior leadership, whether that be J.J. Meyer or Colin Dosek. They need to get those guys some touches, especially with Hazard out of the game.
Big possession for the Trojans. Dosek an attack downhill. His shot's no good. And he's coming back trying to get a steal from behind.
Felix Francis was just wide open under the basket. Raiders are looking there.
We got an official discussion here.
Have a play stoppage. I don't know what this is for. Coach Cordonier was pointing to the ceiling for something. I don't know if there was something there.
I can feel a wind current, but I usually can feel that up here. A stoppage in play. We did have with the Anna Botkins girls last night a weird thing happen, a power outage that stopped that game. That game's going to be completed tomorrow, I believe. Let's see if there's any issue with the clock. As official Todd Trainer talking to our scoreboard clock operator. This game's been a war. It's been a battle. 2:35 to go in the contest. Botkins has only fouled twice this quarter, so see how the Trojans approach this. Again, it's steal first. You're not looking to foul right away.
You are looking for that ball being down 10 with 2.5 minutes left. You need the ball for the Trojans.
Russia, they get the ball swiped away at midcourt. J.J. Meyer with the layup. It's an 8-point ball game. This game is not over yet.
Trojans are fighting for it. Raiders need to take care of the ball. Vince Borchers takes it and gets fouled. The Botkins fans here tonight are not happy about that and letting their feelings known.
Vince Borchers with 2 huge free throws.
That one looks like it's going on Benjamin York.
I mean, Noah Top, you're probably thinking everything is 23.
Excuse me. Wrong team. Yes.
Vince Borchers coming to the line. Well, we got I think what the stoppage in play is now, I see what it is, and I don't know what you're seeing on your screen right now, but what I think the official point to is that the clocks are off. So they're going to turn the clock on off the south end of the gym. We're going to go on the north end. So right now, if you can't see on your screen, it's 56-47 Russia. I don't know if you can't see that on your screen or not. So we'll regularly update you the score, just kind of like you're listening on the radio. So 2:04 to go. Russia ahead 56-47. Borchers cans the front end, and he connects on the second. Lead back to double digits for Russia.
Taking a 10-point lead and with about 2 minutes left here.
Dosek with the basketball. J.J. Meyer fires a deep three. He's yet to connect tonight. Big rebound cleared there by Felix Francis. Up ahead, Francis below, and that might be the dagger. With 1:40 to go, Felix Francis with a huge layup. Russia lead back up to a dozen, and this crowd can smell it. Dosek turns it over right into the elementary student section. And now, ever since that foul call there, momentum shift back to the side of the Raiders. 1:29 to go, 59-47 our score. Hayden Quinter is back in the lineup.
Raiders looking to take care of the ball here these next couple possessions, make sure that they don't give up any silly turnovers, and making sure they take care of that ball control.
Ball into Cardonier. Botkins opting to not foul right away.
If they're going to trap, but they give a wide open layup. Not layup.
A one-handed jam that's going to be wiped off, but
he threw that down with ease.
Doesn't count, obviously, but he'll have to earn it the hard way at there. And now we got the scoreboard working back on the south end of the gymnasium.
Francis was expecting that to be at least a shooting foul.
Ball inbounded, tipped around. It goes down to Noah Top. Top trapped in the corner. It goes to Colin Dosek. Cross court, J.J. Meyer. Quick trigger three. Got it. Quick timeout by Coach Bill Groves. And not what Russia wanted there. Man, that's a huge swing in Botkins' favor as precision strip timeout's called. You had a chance there to push up to a 14-point lead. Now Botkins gets the steal and they can a big three.
Absolutely, worst case scenario there for the Raiders, but they're still up 9 points. Not a lot of time left on this game, so they need to be very smart about what they're doing with the ball, taking care of it, and still attacking like they need to.
So 59-50 our score here, and all the timeouts called. Each team has only got one single timeout left here on the First National Think First scoreboard. And again, Botkins on the road tomorrow night to face Lima Shawnee tomorrow night. As take a look, Anna is off tonight in terms of the Shelby County League play. New Bremen defeated Parkway tonight 47-43. Dixie defeats Bradford 41-39. Delphus St. John's, man, they are a powerhouse. They won 74-41 over St. Henry, which is supposed to be a big game. And Cameron Elwer probably, I'm going to assume, took over that game.
If you're Botkins coach coming out of this timeout, what are you telling your team right now? What are you telling your guys to make sure that they're with the right mindset, with knowing you only have one timeout left with 1:10 to go?
You're probably trying to probably trying to get a steal and foul. But one more update on the score before I get back to that. Fort Army does defeat Houston 49-36 in Shelby County League play, as Fairlawn is taking on Jackson Center tonight, as Quinter is fouled right away. Interesting to see that they foul him right away. It's probably the person you want at the line if you're Botkins. With the way Botkins has shot threes, this game isn't out of range, and you could trade a split free throw for three-pointer any day of the week if you're Botkins.
This right here is where that new rule change just keeps coming into effect of the game. If this were a normal game, you could be, like for last year, you're shooting 1-and-1 free throw. You miss the front end of a 1-on-1, that's completely different. Like that ball would have went right back to the Trojans. But instead, the Raiders get a second opportunity to make it to a 10-point game with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining.
Quinter at the line, split. Lead back to double digits as Quinter will check out with those 4 fouls, and they'll bring Benjamin York back in. Quinter up to a game-high honor of 18. Dosek picks up the basketball as we approach a minute to play. Here comes Lenhart with the screen for Dosek. They try to run J.J. Meyer off a screen. He attacks downhill, gets it up to Lenhart, and there's a foul.
That would be Felix Francis' 5th foul.
Well, I want to say, for both teams, you just want to get to the end of this game, but if you're Russia, you're just trying to keep your head above the water this last minute. He tried to get the tie-up, but the tie-up would have kept it with Botkins anyway.
Yeah, so straight-up defense would have been there, which still brings out Felix Francis.
Russell Lenhart will go to the line, and on the season, Lenhart shooting free throws is 53.8% from the line as Francis bows out to the ovation of the Russia crowd. And then Jordan Herzog have both fouled out. Lenhart's first free throw is good.
Both Raiders and Trojans shooting 2 shots every time there is a foul for the remainder of this game.
Could make this a long end of the game, Zachary. And Lenhart gets a point back for Botkins. Braden Monning gets it. Back to Benjamin York, who's going to bring it up against Colin Dosek.
Looking for a steal. Braden brings it up.
Over to Jackson Grogi, to Borchers. Lollipop pass to Braden Monning. York is wide open under the basket. And Vince Borchers will head to the line. Raider fans were all saying he's under the basket.
Benjamin York was practically doing jumping jacks with how wide open he was under the basket.
So Vince Borchers at the line. 2 big free throws for Vince. 40.2 seconds left in this packed Claire C. Naveau gymnasium. Cans the first one as Quinter will return back in. Interesting to see him trade out offense and defense now, but what I think Rushi's thinking is possible outlet to Quinter if Botkins comes down and misses a shot. As they've done many times, Quinter runs the break very well, and Borchers calmly sinks 2 big free throws. And it's up to 10.
Dosek looking for the little screen.
Top, the 3-pointer off the mark, and Vince Borchers pulls it down, and J.J. Meyer with the foul. That will be his 5th, as he'll be done for the night, and Raider fans starting to sense a share of the Shelby County League title. As Eli Pitts comes in. First free throw off the mark for Vince. Borchers at the line, splits from the line. He's got 11. Here comes Dosek. Dosek up ahead quickly. Raiders trapping. Rylan Paul comes down with the basketball. And there's the traveling violation. And that will be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, Botkins coming down, have a shot. They would have made it about a 8-point game again. Raiders really excited that they're looking towards a share, at least in Shelby County League title, with Braylon Cadonier finishing at the rim for 2.
Cadonier with the bucket. He works his way to 13 points. And the Russia Raiders, after a nice effort late by Botkins, will get the victory here tonight, 65-52. And for the 19th time in school history, the Russia Raiders are Shelby County Athletic League champions, at least a share of that title. And it is their 13th title since 1999. as the Raiders win here tonight 65-52. We caught it here live on NK Telco Sports. We'd like to thank our sponsors here because without them we would not be able to bring you action here tonight. Game brought to you by Carriage Works, Chiltex LLC, Cy Schwederman, Deckman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, the Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Ground Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, the St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. Our scoreboard sponsors, the First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keyhole Pizza. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Player of the game is brought to you by NK Telco. Our mid and post game stats are powered by Grand Lake Health Systems. And our Rushi Live View sponsor that you can see right on your screen is brought to you by the Superior Aluminum. NK Telco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 156, February 12th at 6 p.m., and on Channel 154, February 13th at 6 p.m., and on Channel 3 or an HD on 503, February 8th at 8 p.m. and February 27th at 4 p.m. You can also watch games live via pay-per-view through nktelco.com/sports and more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and nktelco.com/sports. Let's take a look at our box score here tonight, brought to you by our sponsors at Grand Lake Health Systems. First, taking a look, and do you have the numbers, or you want me to go over?
Go ahead and go with yours. I'm not sure mine are 100% correct here.
All right, Eli Pitts with 3. Colin Dosek had 8. Rylan Paul with 5. J.J. Meyer with 7. Russell Lenhart with 4. Noah Top with 9. Jordan Herzog had 15. 1 for Grant Flora. For Rushi, they got 6 from Felix Francis. They got 18 from Hayden Quinter. They got 10 from Braden Monin. They got 11 from Vince Borchers, 7 from Benjamin York, and 13 from Braylon Cardano. After the first quarter of play, our score was 14-12 Rushi. Rushi led 33-26 at the half. They led 49-37 at the end of the quarter. And our final here tonight, 65-52. Rushi defeats Botkins here at the Clarence Gymnasium. Interesting game. I mean, Rushi led by 2 at the end of the first quarter, took control, had it out to about a 16-point lead, wasn't able to quite put it away. Botkins threatened there for a while, but the Raiders get a win here tonight.
Yeah, ultimately, Raiders were able to keep the pace of play, able to keep that athleticism, keep pushing the pace of the game, keeping that extended lead, like you said, and holding off all of the Trojans' different marks that they sent at them.
And great game here tonight as Rushi will get a share of the Shelby County League title. They can close that out for sure with a win against Fort Laramie next Friday, which obviously they'll be heavy favorites in from what it looks like this year. And the Raiders took care of business by 25 points in that first contest. And Botkins will be back on the road tomorrow night against Lima Shawnee. They'll close out Shelby County athletically play. Botkins not out of the race yet. They got to hope for a Laramie loss, and they got to beat Anna. But certainly a tough break for the Trojans here tonight. Again, they'll play Lima Shawnee and then go play Anna at home and then close out against New Knoxville before a tournament draw. But one more order of business before we leave here tonight. I'd like to name our player of the game, brought to you by NK Telco, and that player is going to be
Hayden Quinter, senior. His leadership really showed tonight. Coming off games where, especially the last Shelby County league game where they played versus Anna, he came and he had 4 offensive fouls. He really played controlled. Still, he stuffed the stat sheet tonight with 4 fouls, along with his 18 points. But he was a true veteran leader tonight, got the points where he needed to, kept his teammates controlled, and really had a great game and would be the NK Telco player of the game today.
Congratulations to Hayden Quinter. Congratulations to the Rushi Raiders as they advance to 19-1 against Botkins, drops to 14-5 on the season. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight. We'd like to thank our crew here tonight. For Austin Amberg, be back at the station. For Zachary Bell, I'm Brandon Coverman. For the final time here from the Claire C. DeVoe Gymnasium, the Rushi Raiders defeat the Botkins Trojans 65-52. You've been watching a production of high school boys basketball on NK Telco Sports.